Hello, students. Welcome back. This is Mr. Morris. Hope you're doing well. The other day we created a block where we did some milling and drilling. We did that with the Autodesk Inventor. And because this course requires you to be proficient using Inventor and Autocad to create machine drawings, machine part drawings, then we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do it using AutoCAD. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So I have opened up AutoCAD already. So please feel free to go ahead and open up AutoCAD this time. Okay. All right. So once you open up AutoCAD, can everybody see my screen? It's a grid. Can you see it up here? Can y'all see the screen? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our drawing and look at the overall size of this block. And we have determined from the ordinate dimensions that are given here that the length of this block is 3.625 and it's rounded off to 3.63. And the height of this block is 3 inches. So go ahead and go up here to rectangle, arrow down where it says rectangle. Select rectangle and then click somewhere on your screen, roughly about right there. And then we're going to click again. Now, notice when I did that I have no way of editing my dimensions here. So watch carefully. What I'm going to do, I'm going to undo. I did that on purpose because, I can't use my tool like I do in Inventor to change the dimension. So I'm going to hit the back arrow to undo here. You may have to hit it twice. And we're back to this screen here. So watch, I'm going to select rectangle, 2-point click, and notice I have 2 floating dimensions here, right? 2 floating dimensions. The one that's in blue is the one they're asking for input. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 3.625, and I'm going to hit the tab key. All right. And the height of this is 3. And then I'm going to enter. Now, do a right click. As you notice, you don't even need to do a right click here because it's already done. Like in Inventor, you have to hit a right click to get out of the mode. But here, you can just hit the escape key. You're good. Practice rotating your scroll wheel. Okay. So you can zoom in and out, right? Just by rotating. You can hold down the scroll wheel and you can pan. All right, we're becoming experts at that now. At this point, I'm going to draw a construction line because what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to actually create the pocket first. The pocket is 2 by 2 inches. It's 2 by 2 inches. So I'm going to draw a construction line. Just go to line. What happens when you hover at the midpoint? It's going to show a little triangle. Once you see that little triangle, click, and then come down and hover over the other line until you see a triangle, click. Okay, and then hit escape. All right. So we have a rectangle here, and we have a line connecting the midpoints. Now I'd like for you to go back to rectangle here. And off to the side here, I'm going to draw a line or click a point, make it 2, hit the tab button, select 2, enter. Now, Mr. Morris, how are we going to center this rectangle within this one? We could have used the offset, but it's not going to work for us because our margins are not the same. So draw another construction line. Draw another construction line like this. Hit the escape key. Why did you do this? Now watch. So type in M for move and enter. And then come over here to this little rectangle and go click. Drag a window around it. Click. Enter. Now, if you move your cursor over that diagonal line, you will see a midpoint. Once you see that midpoint, click. And then come over here to this vertical line, and you're going to click on the midpoint, okay? Now, you can zoom in. How many of y'all got that? Give me an idea how many got that. Do I need to slow it down just for a second or two? All right. So here you go. I'm going to type in the letter E for erase, enter, and I'm going to erase this line, and I'm going to erase this line, enter, because those were construction lines, okay? Now, we have a radius at these corners here. We have a fillet, because this is going to be a pocket, okay? So we need to put a fillet here. So up here on your menu bar, you see the word fillet. Arrow down and select fillet. All right. Now, it's not good. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes I lose it. If you look down here at the very bottom, after you select fillet, you'll see the word radius. So type in R, enter, and we want the radius to be 0.25 from the drawing. Enter. Click here, enter, click here, enter, click here, enter, click here, enter, escape. Are we good? So we have created the pocket. This is the rectangle that represents the pocket from the front view, okay? This is the rectangle that represents the pocket. And we had to put rounded corners, fillets. All right, now we can go ahead and put the circle or the hole that goes all the way through the large hole. You would use a boring tool to make that hole. And it's 1 inch in diameter. So go to line. We're going to draw a construction line now. Go from the midpoint of this line down to the midpoint of this line. Click, and then hit escape. So I hope you're with me. I'm going to slow this down a bit. Go to circle. Go to center diameter. Move your cursor over to the midpoint of that line. Click. And again, we're already in the diameter mode. If you look at the bottom of your screen, it will say specify the radius or the diameter. Well, you'll see we are specifying the diameter of the circle at this point, and this is 1. And enter. All right. So now we have our large rectangle, we have our pocket, and we have the hole, which goes all the way through the part. Type in the letter E, enter for erase, and erase this line, enter. Okay, this is the geometry that we have. Now, I would like to go ahead and make the circular array, you know, the holes that go around the large hole. There's a pattern, right? It's a circular pattern. It's a bolt hole circle. And we have 8 holes. And the diameter for that circle there is 1.5. So go to circle, go to center diameter. Now notice as you approach this circle, it's going to give you the center. Click, and we're going to drag out a circle. And we're already in diameter mode, so go ahead and type in 1.5, enter. How many of y'all have something that looks like this so far? The rest of you do not? I want to change this line right here because this is going to be used as a center line later for the pattern, for the circular pattern. So type in the word change, enter, select the large circle, enter, then type in P for property, enter, and go to L type. Right here, click on L type. And we want to change this to type in the word center. Enter, enter again. All right, now, look how this, we only see like 4 little gaps here. We want more than that. We need to change the line type scale. So do me a favor, type in LT scale. Watch what happens when we type in LT scale and enter. Right now, the default is 1. The default is 1. So go ahead and let's make that maybe 0.5. Enter. And I don't like that either. I'm going to go ahead and change it one more time. Type in the word change. Click on the large circle. Enter. Type in P for property. And we're going to select line type scale here. And we're going to type in 0.25. Enter. Enter again. Now I like that better. You want me to do that again? Is that a yes or a no? Because I can't read your mind. Okay. Tell me how far to go back. Right here or right here? All right. You see this? I did it a different way this time. I typed in the word change, enter. I selected this circle, enter. I typed in P for property, enter. And I came down to line type scale, click on line type scale. See, it says 1. That's the default. I typed in, make it 0.25. Enter. Enter again. All right. Just so that we know that we can tell that's a center line. Okay. I tell you what, we'll leave it like that for right now. We'll come back and make adjustments to it perhaps later. We need to draw another construction line, please. So go to line, hover at the center. You're going to hover at the center, click, and we're going to drag a line straight up. Now, notice how I've got too much wiggle room here. I'm not concerned about the length here because it's a construction line. I do want to intersect that circle there. So what I want you to do right now is hit the F8 button. Okay, and hit enter. Now, watch. That line disappeared, but watch when we draw the line again. Look what happens. It either moves perfectly vertically or perfectly horizontal. There's no angular. You can change the angle. And I'm going to click right about right there. Enter. Do I need to do that again? I just drew a line straight up. Now I'm going to go to circle and center diameter. And I'm going to look, it automatically will snap to the what? The intersection of those two lines. the line of the circle and the vertical line. Click, and the diameter for those are 0.25. Let's type in 0.25, enter. All right. Now, Mr. Morris, how do we do this one here? Well, we have to go and we have to find on our menu the word array, which is right here. Right now, it's a rectangular array, which I don't want to use rectangular array. I want to arrow down here, and I want to select polar array, which is a circular pattern. Click on that. Then it says, select your object that you want to create an array. So select the circle here, this little circle. Enter. Then it wants you to select the center of your rotation. Click this center here. Now, notice up here, this table comes up. It's showing that I have 6 circles. I don't want those. I want 8. So go here where it says items, and you can change this to 8. Enter. And your pattern should update. It should look like that. And I'm happy with that. I'm going to close out the array. I don't need this construction line anymore. By the way, you could just click on it and hit the delete button too. You can also erase that way. We doing good? Everybody with me? Okay. I don't know if I'm going too fast or too slow. Okay, that's okay. Now what we want to do, we have 6 other holes that we need to add here. But the first set of holes I'm going to do is the counterbore holes. I want to do the counterbore holes first. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my offset function this time. So if you go to offset somewhere here, right here it is. I'm sorry. You can actually, to me, it's just as easy to type in the word offset and enter your distance that you want to offset. I'm going to type in 0.5, enter. Now, what object do I want to offset? Well, watch this. I'm going to click on this rectangle, look, and I want to come inward, look. I don't want to go outward like that. I want to come inward. So move your cursor inward and then enter. And it disappeared. Let me undo that. I don't know what happened to it. I think I left out a step. Sometimes it happens when you're going back and forth between 2 different software packages. It's very easy to forget a command. So I'm going to type in the word offset again. I'm going to type in 0.5 as my distance, enter. I'm going to select this outer edge, come in, have to click first with the mouse, then enter. See, I forgot last time to click with the mouse. At these 4 corners, we're going to add our counterbore holes. If you look at the drawing, you will see that the counterbore holes have a 1/4 inch through hole. That's the hole that goes all the way through. Then we have a larger diameter hole that only goes about 0.25 deep, and it has a 3/8 inch diameter. So what I'm going to do is go to circle and center diameter, and I'm going to click right here at this corner, click, and we want this to be 0.25, enter. I'm going to do it again, circle, center diameter, look, this point, click, And we're going to type in 0.375 this time for diameter, enter. Now I've got one created. I don't have to do that no more. Watch, I can go up here. I can type in the word copy, enter. What do I want to copy? I want to copy this circle and this circle, enter. I need a base point now. It says, where's your base point? I'm going to select this corner. Now watch. Then I'm going to select this corner. Then I'm going to select this corner. And then I'm going to select this corner. And then enter. I no longer need this rectangular box here. So type in the letter E, enter, click on this, enter. Believe it or not, we only have 2 holes left to finish this view. And then I'm thinking about doing a section view this time. Section view with AutoCAD, a little bit harder than Inventor. We need to put in some center lines here for these circles and also for these. So go to the word annotate, please, where it says annotate. Click on annotate. Come over to where it says center mark. And look, click here. See that beautiful center mark? Click here, here, and here. So far, so good. Now I want to click on each one of these circles individually here, because we also have to indicate the center of these circles. Enter. All right. Looking good so far. We have 2 more holes to create. Mr. Morris has already done some research on these holes. I'm going to go to back to home on my tab, back to home, and I'm going to select a line. And I'm going to go to the midpoint here to the midpoint here. Enter. The reason I drew a line here, because I'm going to draw 2 concentric circles right here at this location. So I'm going to go to circle, center diameter, move your cursor over to this line. A triangle will appear. That's the midpoint of that line. And click on it, and we're going to drag this out. Now, the major diameter for the thread call out is a threaded hole. It's a 1/4 inch diameter, 20 threads per inch, unified national course, with a classification of fit of a 2. And then B means it's internal hole. So type in 0.25, enter. Now, something you're not aware of that you're going to be doing in the shop, you may or may not, depending on if you've already started your thread gauge. Each one of your holes that you have to tap has a tap drill. You have to tap drill first, okay? You have to use your tap drill first. And I looked it up. For a 1/4 20 threaded hole, the tap drill size has to be 0.201. So go to circle, center diameter. You click here on that midpoint of that line again, and I'm going to make this 0.201. Enter. All right, now there's one more thing we have to, I'm going to zoom in here, right, and pan a little bit. I'm going to erase this line, E, enter, select this line, enter. Now, with a tapped hole, a threaded hole, the larger diameter circle must be center line, must a hidden line, excuse me. So type in change, enter, select the larger circle, enter. Now we can type in P down here for property, type in P, enter, and then go to line type, and we're going to type in the word hidden. Enter, enter again. All right, beautiful. That is a tapped hole, threaded hole. Now I'm going to show you another trick. We need to create one over here. So we're going to draw a line from this midpoint to this midpoint over here. Enter. This is a construction line. I want to mirror this tapped hole so that it appears over here. Go to mirror, and we're going to select this circle and this one. We're going to enter. Now, I'm zooming out some with my scroll wheel. Click. I got to define my mirror line. Click here and click here. And then say we don't want to erase our previous objects. So just make sure you select no, enter. All right, beautiful. Type in E, enter. I'm going to erase this line. I'm going to zoom in. Guess what? We have finished our front view. We haven't dimensioned it yet, but we have finished our front view. Now, I want to do something a little bit different this time with this one. Oh, by the way, we do have to add our center marks for these two tapped holes. So go to annotate right here, annotate, come over where it says center mark, click on that, click on the outer edges of those circles, and it will put a center mark there. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to hit my escape key first off so I get out of this mode I'm in. You might hit the escape key twice. Watch, I'm going to go back to home, and I'm going to draw a construction line just like this. I'm going to come over this way just a little bit, and I'm going to draw a construction line like this. Click, enter. All right, I'm going to take a minute break here and give you time to catch up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get my stopwatch here, and I'm going to set it for a minute to give you time to catch up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to continue to sit here. All right, so I'm going to give you a minute. Okay. So I just wanted you to have time to catch up a little bit. We're going to offset this line right here, this one, and we're going to offset it to the right. So you can type in the word offset, or you can come up here on your menu bar and select this icon right here. And if you come down here at the bottom, right now the default is a 1/2 inch. And guess what? It's exactly a 1/2 inch. So type in, you can leave the default setting and just type in 0.5 to reassure that's what your offset distance is. Enter. And we're going to click on this line, and we're going to indicate to the right click, enter. All right. Now, what I want to do now is I want to start doing some projections. What are projections? Well, I'll demonstrate the first one. Everywhere there's an intersection over here, we want to draw a line from that intersection and we want to project over to the right. Here's how this is done. Go to line, click on this intersection right here, click, and project over. Don't worry about how long it is. Click, enter. All right, very good. Our next intersection, believe it or not, is right here where this vertical line and this circle form. We want to create a line here. So we're going to type in L for line. We're going to zoom in and we're going to capture that intersection right there. Click. And we're going to drag a line over like this. Click, enter. Now, what I want to do with that line right now is I want to change it. Type in change, enter, click on that line, enter, type in P for property, enter, and then type in hidden. Enter, oops, escape, I'm sorry. Hit the escape button, Mr. Morris messed up. Type in change, enter, click on that line, enter, type in P for property, enter. I forgot to come down and select the line type, and then type in the word hidden. Enter, enter. All right, very good. Now, here's what I want to do now. I want to zoom in here, and I want to watch carefully what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this line. Watch, copy. By the way, you can use the letter CP also for copy. So type in CP if you want. Enter. What do I want to copy? This line. Enter. And look, I'm going to click right there at that intersection. Then I'm going to copy, move down to that intersection, click, come down to this one here, click, and then come down to this one here, click, enter. Now, Mr. Morris, what do those dashed lines mean? They represent this tapped hole, this threaded hole, and these are the lines. Now, if we want to clean up, if it's starting to get kind of confusing, which it is, we can go ahead and use our trim. So a little pair of scissors here, and just trim these lines out. I always like using the trim. But we also have to come over here and get rid of it. Okay, hit the escape. And now we're going to type in the letter E, enter, and we're going to erase these lines here. We don't need them anymore. Enter. Now, Mr. Morris, wouldn't you go ahead and project these over as well? And normally I would say yes. I tell you what we'll do is we'll just make them a different color so that you can tell which hidden line is which. So what we'll do here is we'll zoom in and type in the word change, enter, and I want you to select this circle and this circle, enter, type in P for property, enter, and select color. And let's just make this red. Enter, enter. Okay. Now, we have to come over here and do the same thing. We have to change this. But I'm going to show you a new command. If you type in match prop, which means match properties. If you type in match prop, enter, and if you select this red line, this red circle here. Enter, well, you can just come over and select. I'm gonna do that again because I messed you up. I'm gonna hit the undo. Okay, so here's, I don't use this command a lot. Type in match, PROP, which means matching properties. We want to match the properties of these lines to these lines over here. So, mistake I made earlier is I clicked on this line and then I wanted to hit enter. Don't do that. You see the little paintbrush? We want to come over here and select these lines. Enter. All right, very good. Now we might as well go ahead and change this center line here. So type in the word change, select the center mark, enter, type in P for property, select color, and make that red as well. Type in red, enter, enter again. All right. Now, we can use our match property feature and do that down here with this threaded hole. So type in match property, enter, and select this red. Look, see how easy that is? But Mr. Morris, and I'm glad I did this because I messed up. You know why? Look what it did when I did match properties. It also changed this circle and made it a hidden. I don't want that. Okay. So I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to go with the safe route. And I'm just going to do change, enter. I'm going to select all of that, enter, type in P, enter, select color, and type in red, enter, enter again. All right, now watch this little neat trick. See, this is in red here. And so is this. So these are the hidden lines in the right side view that represent this hole. I'm just going to copy. So type in CP, watch, type in CP, enter, click on these 4 lines right here, enter. Now here's the important part. It's asking for a base point down here at the bottom. Make it easy for yourself. Zoom out a little bit, click on this center, and come down and click on this center. Enter. Yay, you're done. All right. Okay, so those hidden lines represent these threaded holes here. Now we might as well go ahead and clean this up. Go to line, click on this corner and project over, click, enter. Now let's trim it up. Trim here, 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 enter. And now I'm gonna stop and give you that minute catch up. Trying something new here. I'm hoping that it will help some. This is the minute catch up. All right. So now what we're going to do, watch this. I'm going to work with this circle here and this one. Okay. I want to project over. So this is basically the front view of that hole. In order to find out where it's located on the right side view, I need to project these points of intersection. So I go to line, look, see it automatically will snap to that intersection. Click, drag a line over, click, enter. Okay, we're going to do that again. Line, then move to the, you can zoom in and out with the scroll. Zoom out, come over, click, enter. Now we can use copy, CP, enter. We can copy this line right here, enter. I'm going to click on this intersection point as my base point, click. Come down here, this intersection, click. Come down here, this intersection, click. Now, I'm going to be smart about this and zoom out a little bit, come down, and I'm going to pick up here, 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 and here, and enter. All right. Now, we're going to change the color of counterbore holes. So what I want you to do is type in the word change, enter, and I want you to select this circle. Now watch, zoom out, click here and here, here, here. Sometimes Mr. Morris doesn't always show you the most efficient way because we're learning. I'm clicking on the center marks as well. All right, see? Enter, type in P for property, enter. Now you could select color or you can just type in the letter C, enter, and let's make this kind of a unique color. Let's type in magenta. Oh, I tell you what, type in the word cyan. I think cyan might stand out a little bit better. Enter, enter again. See how they're the color is cyan. Now, what Mr. Morse failed to do, and that's okay. I fail a lot of things, but I usually am able to fix them. Type in the word change, and we're going to click on this line, 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 and this line. Enter, type in P for property, enter. Watch, type in C for color, enter. Type in magenta, cyan, enter. Now watch, I'm still in that mode. Go to line type, enter, and type in hidden, enter, enter again. So what I just did is I selected all those lines and I changed the color and the line type at the same time. So now I'm going to pull out my little fateful trim, pair of scissors here, and I'm going to start trimming this up. There's something very satisfying about the trim feature. I guess because we're cleaning things up. Enter. All right, now I need to also erase these over here. So you can type in the letter E, enter, and we're going to erase. We don't need these lines anymore. Be careful that you don't erase your center mark. Enter. We're not done with the countered board hole. Okay, we're not done because the countered board hole, the large diameter part goes 0.25 deep. into the part. The 1/4 inch diameter hole, and that's the larger hole is 3/8 and the smaller hole is 1/4. The 3/8 hole does not go the whole depth. It goes 1/4 of an inch, but the 1/4 inch diameter hole goes all the way through. So how we do this, Mr. Morris? Well, you can come up here and use the offset here, or you can click on offset. And what is your offset distance? Type in 0.25, enter, and watch. Select this line here and indicate inward like this. Click, enter. Now, I'm gonna get my handy dandy trim tool again here. Watch. Trim, and I'm gonna trim it right here first so I can separate the two. Then I'm gonna come in here and start cleaning this up some. Now watch how I'm gonna do this. I'm zooming in. I'm gonna click here and here. Don't worry about that red line still being there. That's good. And then I'm gonna click here. And I'm gonna click here. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hit undo because I took the wrong line out. Sorry. I hit the undo, I went back to this. I'm sorry about that. I lost my place for just a second. Enter. That's what it should look like. Now I entered, I got some more trimming to do, right? I'm gonna come down here, look. I'm gonna trim here and here, and don't worry about that red line, okay? Enter. I'm not done yet because what I have to do is I have to come up here and use trim this line now. I trimmed it before, but I brought it back when I did the undo. And I'm going to come here and trim here. Come up here and trim here, here, here. Or you could just use the erase to get rid of the remainder. Now, that's your count. We got to change that line to a hidden line there, okay? And also we have to make it cyan. So type in the word change, enter, click on this line and this line, enter, P for property, C for color, type in cyan, enter, select line type, and we're going to make it hidden. Enter, enter again. All right. We're doing good. That's our counterboard holes. Okay. Let's make the let's go ahead and do this through hole here. See, this gets kind of tedious. Right now I'm just going to leave it white, color white. Okay, so type in L for line, and we want to go right here at this. You'll see a diamond appear, which drag your line straight across here, enter, or click and then enter, and select line, 12 o'clock position, snap to it, drag your line over, click, enter. Now we're going to trim this. And I'm going to erase I'm not going to do anything else with that for right now. I'm going to come back. I'm going to revisit that shortly. Okay. But we have this pocket here that goes into the block as well. We have to project it over. So go to line, look, click right here at this point, drag a line over, enter. Line, click at this point, click, drag it over, click, enter. Now let's trim that up. We don't need all that excess right now. And I'm simply just going to click on these and hit delete. All right, now, what is the depth of the pocket? Well, it says here the depth of the pocket off the drawing we did the other day is 1/4 of an inch. So watch this. I'm going to offset, enter, 0.25, enter. I'm going to click on this line right here and come down and click, enter. Now we have to figure out what's going on here. Well, we have a pocket. This pocket goes down 1/4 inch deep. And then we have the through hole. Remember I said we're going to come back and revisit the through hole? Well, this is actually a bored hole. So go to our pair of scissors, trim, and I'm going to trim this one and this one first. And then I'm going to come over here and click on this line. Now this one's going to be a little bit challenging here. Enter. As far as using the trim. By the way, you can click on that line right there. You can click on it and you should be able to drag it up to this point here. Enter. I'm gonna do that again in case you missed it. I clicked on this line. You see the little grip? If you click inside the grip box, click inside of it, I can move it backwards to that point. Enter. So now it doesn't go all the way across. Okay. Now it's getting confusing now because we have all these hidden lines. That's the reason why we do section views. We're not going to section this day. We don't have enough time. But what I do want you to do is trim this line for right now. Enter. Okay. Come over here. We're going to repeat that same step. We're going to click here, click on the grip box, drag it back down to this intersection right here, click, enter. And you can hit the escape key. They have to be hidden lines, so we have to type in the word change, enter. Now watch, we're going to click on this line, this line, this line, this line, and this line. And we're going to enter. And we're going to type in the letter P for property, enter. And we're not going to change the color right now. We said we're going to leave it white for right now. So that's fine. But we are going to change the line type. So select line type and type in the word hidden. Enter, enter. All right, beautiful. We have our tapped holes here. We have our countered bored holes here. And we have our pocket here, okay? The only thing that's missing now are these smaller holes here, okay? So here's how I'm going to do this. Now this is where it gets really messy, but that's okay. Let's change these holes here. Click on them. Enter, type in P for property, enter, type in C for color, enter, and type in green. Enter, there we go. Mr. Morris, it didn't do it. Well, we may have to explode it because it is a circular array. So type in the word explode. What that does, it takes all these circles and make separate entities out of them. Right now, they're all considered one. Well, we don't want to do that because we can't change the color of it. So type in explode and select this pattern, enter. Now watch. We can type in change, enter, and you can select this circle, this circle, this circle, this circle, this one, this one, this one, this one. Enter. Type in P for property, enter. Type in C for color, enter. Type in the word, not letter, but the word green, enter again. All right, beautiful. Right, colorful, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to, this is where it's going to get really confusing, but that's okay. Come up here to this circle. We're going to go to line and look, I'm going to click here and I'm going to drag this line all the way across like this. Click, enter. And watch, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again. Line, click on that intersection, drag it all the way over. Click, enter. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and change these two lines to make them green. Enter, type in P for property, C for color, type in green. If I can spell it right. Enter, enter again. Now, here's where it gets a little simpler, still confusing over what's going over on the right-hand side. Okay, it's a little confusing. But what we can do now is we're going to copy, type in CP, or you can type out the whole word, or you can go up here in the menu and select it. Enter. I typed in the word copy, click here and here. Watch this. I selected those two lines, enter. It wants the base point. The base point is going to be the center point in this case. Look, click. Now, this was kind of smart on Mr. Morris's behalf because I got all those lines over there. Now, type in the word trim. Click on this. Actually, click on, well, click on these lines. We want to clean this up a little bit. By the way, there's faster, more efficient ways to do this than the way Mr. Morris is doing. Enter. Now, I'm going to go ahead and change these to hidden lines. Type in the word change. Enter. Now, I'm going to show you something cool where it says select objects. You remember before where you had to select each object, each line individually? Type in the letter C, enter, and then click and just drag across. What that did was select all those lines at the same time. Enter. Type in P for property. I'm going to redo this. LT for line type, and then type in hidden. Or not, yeah, hidden. Sorry. Enter, enter again. Okay, I'm going to redo this if you missed it. I'm going to go real slow. Type in the word change. Enter. I just showed you something new. I want to select all those lines at one time. I'm going to place my cursor right about there, and I'm going to type in the letter C. By the way, this letter C stands for crossing. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to cross over. It doesn't matter if you do this or this. It doesn't matter, as long as you cross over all those lines. Click. Enter. And I'm going to have to do it again because I clicked too many times. That's okay. Change. Enter. Type in C for cross. Enter. Click. Drag across. Click. And what do we want to change? I've already selected them. See if you can type in P for property. It's not letting me do it here. That's really weird. What did I forget to do? You're right. I'm gonna hit escape. Mr. Morris, go 3 times. I'm out, right? Strike out. All right, change, enter, type in C, enter, click, drag across, click, enter. Thank you. That's what I forgot to do last time. Type in P for property, enter. And we're going to go to line type. Oh, not line type. Yeah, we were going to go to line type and hidden. Enter, enter again. Now watch this. Watch how we do. It's getting confusing, but I promise it's going to be better here in a minute. Watch this. Type in trim. Type in C for cross. Enter, look. Click, click, enter. I'm going to do that again. Watch. I want to trim all these lines at the same time. Type in trim. Enter. Type in C for cross. Enter. Click. Click. Enter. Is that cool or what? All right, we need to come back over here and clean this view up a little bit. We don't need these green horizontal lines anymore. We're not done with the side view yet. Type in E, enter, click on these lines. You can zoom out while you're doing this, zoom out and zoom in. Enter. I could have done E cross. I could have crossed those lines. All right, since this is kind of at this point, it gets kind of a little more difficult to see what's going on. That's okay. It's like a surgeon, right? These intricate details. Type in the word trim, enter, and look, all I want you to do is click the green line here, 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 here. Just keep going down like that. Enter. And lo and behold, we have created a very confusing right side view, but you know what? It is technically correct. It is correct. Those are the lines you can't see. And this is why we use section views. This is why we use section views. All right, now, we're not going to do no section view today because we don't have time. And we're not going to mention this like we did mention the other day, okay? Even though we can't. Even though we can. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and center your view like this. I wish I had a pencil or something, but that's okay. We're going to start putting in some dimensions here. I'm going to put in 1 first to see. Look, go to linear dimension. I'm going to click here and here. Right, look at this. First of all, if you look at this, I put 1 dimension in. Look how many decimal places I have. 4. I don't need 4 decimal places. I only need 2. The text is rather large. I'm going to make the text half the size it is. I'm going to make everything else half the size that it is. All right, so leave this here for a reference. Type in the word DIMASZ. Mr. Morris, what does that stand for? It stands for dimension, arrow, size. Enter. I'm going to make it half of 0.18. which would be 0.09, enter. All right. So I have to find my arrow size, okay? Now I want to change my text, DIMTXT, enter, and I'm going to make it 0.09, half the size that it is now, enter. So I've done my arrow size, I've done my text size. You see this from the arrow, this is called the extension right here. This is the extension line. I don't want that much. I don't want that much. So type in DIM, which stands for dimension, EXE, dimension, extension, enter, type in 0.09, enter. I'm going to leave my dim extension offset. You type in DIMEXO, which stands for dimension, extension, offset, enter. Let's go ahead and make it, I wasn't going to change it, but I'm going to change it. Let's make it 0.09 as well, enter. Now, the only thing we haven't changed yet is the number of decimal places, because if I, watch me, you don't have to do this. If I put a dimension here, all right, look at that dimension compared to this one. But we still got too many decimal places. Mr. Morris, how can we change it? Type in DDIM, 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 enter. And this dialog box comes up. We want to go to modify. We want to go to, we can leave primary units here. Go to where it says precision. And we only want 2 decimal places. Say okay, set current, close. All right, now, watch what happens. You don't have to do this with me, just watch. Look how many decimal places we have now, okay? So that's DIMASZ, DIMTXT, DIMEXO, DIMEXE, right? And then you had to go into your that tape. By the way, you can do everything within this dialog box. You can change your text size in here. You can change your symbols and arrows in here, the size, the number of decimal. You can do it all here. Why does Mr. Morris do it the other way? Because I'm old, and that's how I learned it. I can type all these commands, and it's amazing I can still remember a lot of them. I'm going to erase all of these now. And I'm going to start putting in the dimensions I need, okay? So watch carefully. Since we have our dimensions now, put one here. You want to keep your spacing the same, the spacing between the dimensions. That's good. I'm going to go here. All right. Now, I'm going to go, if you look in the drawing I gave you the day, we got the 0.5, the 1.8. I don't know why that's 1.81. So that's okay. And then we have 3.13 and then 3.63. So that's good. Now we're going to go up. We could actually, you're supposed to put the vertical dimensions between the two views. Since we are not using ordinate dimensions, that's what I'm going to do. Watch. Linear. Look, click here and here. Bring it over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to click on that dimension, you'll see a little grip box come up. Click on that little grip box and hit your F8 button. And you're gonna click, escape. Okay, I'll undo it, watch. I clicked on this and I was having a hard time moving around. Hit the F8 button and it's much easier to move around. I'm gonna click right there, hit my escape. Now I've got this dimension here. Same thing here. I hit my escape button. I click on the dimension, click on the grip box, look. All right, now we got this one. Okay, Mr. Morris is running out of room a little bit. So I'm gonna move this right side view over to the right a little bit. So type in the letter M, click, a window around it, enter. Just click anywhere on the screen and just move it over. Make sure F8 is on, hit F8, make sure you keep everything perfectly aligned. Click. I'm gonna do it again, watch. Move, M, enter, click, drag a window around it, click, enter. I can use this as an intersection point, click, and go to this one, click. It just creates more room between the views. Go to dimension. We got to start wrapping this up. Okay. And then we got this one. Look. Okay. Mr. Morris didn't want to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to move this one more time. Type in the letter M, type in the letter W, enter. You can window, drag around, enter again, and you click. That gave me more room to do what? To put this dimension here in there. All right. Now we have to put, see this radius here? This is our fillet, remember? So come to the dimension and select radius. Click on that radius and just drag it out about right there. Click. All right. So that's the only radius dimension we have to worry about. I'm gonna come in here and put a diameter. Look, a diameter symbol, not symbol, but dimension. You have to arrow down, click on diameter, look, click on this circle, and I'm gonna drag it over here if that's okay with y'all. And by the way, I'm gonna double click on this and I'm gonna add a note. You have to kind of move your arrow down here and pray that it works. Move your arrow, hit your arrow button on the keyboard, space, and we're going to say parenthesis 8x, close parenthesis, and then click on your screen and enter. So that says that hole is 1/4 of an inch, 8 times, okay? All right, now, this bolt hole circle here, I'm gonna add that in. Go back to linear on your dimension here, go back to linear, and we're going to dimension from this point to this point. I'm gonna drag it up like this. Click. Okay. Now, I don't like how this dimension crosses over all these other extension lines, but I don't have much of a choice. I can possibly move it over here. So look what I'm going to do. Go to radius, Click here, look. Now I'm just crossing one instead of crossing two. I'm gonna get rid of that because it makes the drawing more cluttered. It really does. All right. This one is a countered board. Watch. We're gonna type in L for leader. I'm sorry, not L for leader. Hit the escape. We're going to type in the word leader. Leader. Enter. We're going to move our cursor. What's going to happen is going to snap to here. We have to type in near. And then you can move your cursor. So we type in the word near, click, and I'm going to drag out a leader. I can move my scroll button and zoom out and pan all at the same time. Click. Make sure you hit F8 on because you want the line to be perfectly horizontal. Click, enter. I'm going to type in some text. Percent is going to give me the diameter symbol, 0.25 THRU. The percent is the diameter symbol. Enter. Enter again. Oh, I know why I did that. Sorry, it's percent D. More sometimes gets, oh, it's percent, I'm sorry, it's percent C. Percent C, space, 0.25, space, and then click and enter. Now, I'm going to have to add another note here. So I'm going to copy this right here, copy, enter, click, and we're going to drag down like this, click, escape. I'm going to do it again in case you missed all that. Watch, CP for copy, enter. What do I want to copy? This text, enter, click anywhere on the screen, and bring it down a little bit, click, escape. Now we want to edit this. Double click on this, and we're going to edit this. And we're going to type in the word counterbore, space, percent C, space, 0.38, space, and you put a comma, 0.25 deep. Click, escape. That's the note. All right. What are we missing? Can y'all, oh, we're missing the diameter of this circle here. Look, I'm going to go to, look, arrow down, find diameter, click here. Oh, I don't want that one. I chose the wrong one. I can hit escape. I want this one. Click on diameter, click on this circle, look, and I want to kind of split the difference. Look how I'm kind of trying to keep it lined up with that one. And I'm trying to split in between the two circles. Click there. Now, take your drawing we did the other day. I think I'm only missing one thing now, and that's the thread call out. That's the thread call out. All right, so here again, I don't like to cross over dimensions. So what I'm going to do, look, is I'm going to type in the word leader, enter. I'm going to type in the word near, enter. I'm going to move my cursor near this circle here, click. Look, oh, I don't want that, right? Hit F8. There you go. Click. Now you got this little tail here. You want to hit F8 back on. Click, enter, and we're going to say C note. Enter. enter again. Now, do we have enough room to put? We might. We can double click on this and we can see if we have enough room to put that note in here. But what I might be able to do is I can move it over some. So we got a problem here. What do we do? I don't like crossing that extension. That does not look good. And there's we only have 2 more dimensions. I'm trying to get this done so you can submit it. Well, you won't be able to submit it today probably, but you will be able to. Make sure you save this so you have access to it. I'm going to go ahead and put this dimension here. Look, I'm going to come back to my note. I'm going to come back and fix that. Go to linear dimension. We have to put 2 in here. 1 here. Look, bless you. And I'm going to put, because I don't want to cross over this number here, I'm going to drag this over. I just clicked on it. Watch one more time. Look, click on the dimension, click on the grip box, and you can move it over. Click. Now, when I put the other dimension, it's not going to, this extension line is not going to cross over the number. All right. What else? We're almost done. We're like 2 minutes from being done. What else do we have to? Oh, I have to go back to this note. If we miss a couple dimensions, that's okay. I got the point across. What I'm going to do here is double click on this, delete this, and I'm going to type in C note. Click, enter. All right. So down here, we're going to use the text. I was trying to prevent from doing this, but that's okay. We're going to put text in here. Go to text, click on the screen, and we're going to enter again, and we're going to say note 1/4 -20 UNC -2B. Click, enter. Now, notice it's kind of large, right? Let's scale that down. Type in the word scale, enter, click on the text, enter, and we're going to specify the base point. Just click right there at the corner of the N, and we're going to give it a 0.5. Enter. I like that better. Now you can move that. Type in the letter M for move, enter, click on the text, enter, and then you can click anywhere. You can turn F8 off. Remember how F8 controls, that's your orthographic tool. Keeps everything perfectly at 90 degrees. But if you turn it off, you can move it wherever. So I'm going to put it right here. All right, the last thing. We haven't saved this yet. All that, we haven't saved it. Go up here at the red, see where it says the letter A, and we're going to save as. Actually, I'm going to go to download. I'm going to save mine to downloads. Well, no, I guess that's okay. I'll save it. OER. I think this is, I think it's 17. What did we call the last one? You remember?
This is OER.
Pardon?
This is OER16.
No, we did OER16 already with Inventor, didn't we? Someone go into Canvas real quick. See what we called our last OER. I think it's OER17. I don't want to close because I'm sharing my screen, but you can go into Canvas real quick. CAD 140. It's OER17, milling and drilling. And then you can put in here AutoCAD. Because we use AutoCAD to do, it's not 15, by the way, it's 17. Save. All right. We got to plot this. So we're going to type in the word plot, enter the name of our plotter, arrow down, and select AutoCAD PDF right here. Now, some of y'all are messing up when you are basically plotting your geometry. Go to where it says what to plot, arrow down, and select window. Now, I don't want to see no postage stamp. Click and drag a rectangle around this. Click, and then center your plot and do a preview. There you go. That's what I want to see. I'm going to enter here. Because it won't show up. Is that what your concern is? No, I got rid of the colors once before because they weren't showing up very good on the PDF. So let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like, okay? Sometimes it'll surprise you. Say okay. And save as a PDF. I'm going to put it in my documents. Save. It came out all right. See it? By the way, we did miss one thing. We did not put our bisector center lines in here. We did not put our bisector center lines. So we need to do that in the future. Okay, we ran out of time today, but that's okay. Because I think it's just going to confuse the picture that much more. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I would like, I'm going to go into Canvas and create a module for OER17. This is OER17. We did OER16 the other day, I think. If I'm mistaken, then I'll fix it, but I think this is 17. All right, so I'm going to stop my share here and say so long to my online students, and we'll see you down the road. I'm going to stop the recording. So take care.